So now we're ready to put that push rod and stuff back in this. Okay, so you can just push this down so you can see the end. All right, and then your push rod, okay, that simply just slides into the hole there. All right, like so. Okay, you can put that on if you want, okay. Then, you don't have to do that. Then we'll just take this, the same thing. Alright, so that just sits like that again. Now we're going to take our little piece, put that back on. We'll just screw it down so far. Okay, till it gets so far here. Alright, and then here. Okay, I want to hold this, we turn this. Okay, we'll get so far, and you'll want to just snug that. Okay. Okay, then you're done there. Push down, let this go, slide this up easily, like that. Now, that same one, 17, and then now you're just simply going to turn this and spin this on. Okay, like so. That part's done. Okay. So now, what are we doing next? We're adding oil. Alright, this is the important one here. This is your lubrication oil. This is what can make your forks stiffer or softer. Okay. Alright. This is what does it. So, before we actually completely slide it down, it's about 360 cc. Okay. Now, we'll simply take this, slide your tube down so you can pour your oil in there. And just push it up against and then just slowly add the oil. Alright, so now you can slide it up and put it back together. So, spin this on and right, start to get a little difficult, but that's okay. Okay. Once you hear it's kind of go tight, snug, like so, now we'll put our little bleeder screw back on. Okay. This is 10 millimeter. These come from RockyMountain.com, MC.com, RockyMountainMC.com. These you're just looking to kind of snug. And that's it. Alright. Whatever's in there out, and there you go. That's how you do it. Okay. Like I said, we're just rewipe it, make sure everything's okay, and there you go. Ready to go back to the customer or back on the bike. Easy enough. Okay, parts that we used to complete the job is I used a 1/2 inch breaker bar, and I used an adapter. I used a 17 millimeter, a 10 millimeter, a 19 millimeter, and then the 19 millimeter was to adapt onto this, where I just went like this, and that was to turn that fork cap, the middle piece off. Okay, then I used this tool here, which was underneath, to push down to hold it. Then I used my little flathead to unscrew everything. Then I used my 3/8 breaker bar, 10 wrench, a little tiny flathead. I used a 15 millimeter. I used that 19. Then I used that Tusk 3-in-1 tool for the top, for the middle, for the cap, and then for the end, but I had the other one because I already had it. Then I used some WD-40 for the bullet. Then I used a ratio right. Then I used the Motion Pro Fork Seal Driver. As you can see, it actually just says it right on it, motionpro.com, and it says it's a 48 millimeter. And as you can see, it has pins, and it has pins. And once you get one side, then it pins together like that. Then I used a little 48 millimeter. It's a Motion Pro, and it says it right on it. It says the part number, and then it says a 48 millimeter. And then I used fork oil. I used this right here, some Maxima fork oil, and it was 5 weight. Okay. And then the book, I have a 2008 Yamaha, as you can see. Okay, so we'll turn to the fork section. Alright, and here it actually shows you how to actually disassemble them, which is fantastic. Okay, one part you don't really need to be concerned with, and that's this nonsense here. This is for the old school method, and here is that capacity right here. As you see, it says 199, and then it says CM3. Don't worry about that, that's just 199 cc. Okay, and it shows you how to pump it, pour it in the dampening rod, then do that and prime it. Okay, then it shows you how to do everything else, which is pretty nice. Alright, let's go out so you can kind of see it. Then it shows you again how to put everything, reassemble everything. Alright, and then to pour your fork oil in here. Alright, and here's what it reads. Okay, it says, okay, see, shows the standard oil height is 350, alright, cc, or 11 ounces, and then it gives you a minimum to maximum of 375. I put 360 in it, so just a little bit more. And then it just shows you how to assemble it and put it back together, and then that's pretty much about it. Now